Welcome back to Daddy DIY Grilling, y'all. My name is Keith, and I am sure glad that you stopped by today. In today's video, I'm gonna bring y'all along with me as we fire up the grill and do some direct grilling. So if that sounds good to you, then let's dive in. Hold on a minute. Whoa. What are you doing, son? I'm about to grill some hamburgers.
Grilling hamburgers?
Yeah.
So you got charcoal on the grill right now.
Yeah.
And you about to add some more charcoal to the grill.
Yeah.
Tell me about your setup. How you gonna do this?
Well, Dad, I've been watching some of your YouTube videos.
Whoa. You been watching my videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna do a two-zone setup. First, I'm gonna go indirect, then direct. I'm gonna let the airflow do its thing afterwards.
Okay. You gonna do a two-zone setup.
Yeah.
You gonna let the airflow do its thing.
Yeah.
And what are you grilling again?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers. And you doing two-zone.
Yeah.
Okay. Couple things, son. This grill is not set up for a two-zone.
Yeah,
What you got right here is an even spread. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you've been watching my videos.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing, you grilling hamburgers.
Yeah.
Hamburgers, ground beef is like $20 a pound. This is what I talked to you about. You trying to skip to the burgers. I said leg quarters, drumsticks, legs. Those are inexpensive. That's what you start with.
But I was in the mood for hamburgers.
No, see, you got to graduate to that. That ground beef is hot. You about to burn up all of that. You know what I'm saying? All this charcoal, and you gonna add more? It would have been a wrap. You understand?
Yeah.
So, this is what I need to do.
What?
Next time you go to the store, please don't go buy the brisket out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. That's a lot of pressure. Second thing I need you to do, put your hands up like this. High. Just slowly walk away from the grill.
Yeah.
Just like this.
I was just about to cook me something for
Just
lunch.
slowly walk away. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
I'm
saving you, boy. I'm saving you. Walk away from the grill. Walk away from the grill.
Yeah.
Most people don't actually know how much charcoal to use. They either fill a chimney or just eyeball it and hope it all works out. And that's exactly why their temperatures are all over the place. We asked our audience how they decide how much charcoal to use, and over 80% said they either fill the chimney or just guess. Almost nobody is using a system. And if you don't have a system, you're always reacting instead of controlling your fire. And here's the problem. More charcoal doesn't give you just more heat. It gives you less control. And once you overload your grill, it's hard to bring the temperature back down. That's why the first law of fire management is simple. Don't overload your grill with charcoal. It's always easier to add more later, but it's a lot harder to take away once it's lit. So instead of guessing, you need a system. We call it the FIT framework because your fire has to fit your grill and fit what you're cooking. The F stands for fire structure. Are you cooking direct, indirect, or using a two-zone setup? That decision alone determines how much charcoal you should even be thinking about using. If you're cooking direct heat, a good starting point is a single even layer of charcoal across the grill that gives you consistent heat without overwhelming the cook. And if your grate sits closer to the coals, you may need even less. But if you're running a two-zone fire, you can use a little more charcoal, but it needs to be controlled. Bank it to one side and leave yourself a cooler zone so you can manage the cook instead of chasing temperature. The I stands for intended temperature. What temperature are you trying to cook at? Low and slow needs less fuel or less lit charcoal. Hot and fast needs more. The amount of charcoal should match the temperature you're trying to maintain. And the T stands for technique. Are you using something like the snake method, the Minion method, or just a simple burn? Different techniques control how your fuel burns over time. And remember, you don't have to light all your charcoal at once. Structured burn methods let you start small and progressively light more fuel as the cook goes on. And don't forget, not all fuel burns the same. Briquettes are more predictable, lump burns hotter and faster, wood chunks burn even hotter. The type of fuel you use changes how much you actually need. Now, once your fire is set, you don't just leave it alone. You watch your cook, you look at your food, you check your temperature, and pay attention to how things are progressing. If your food isn't progressing the way it should, that's your signal to adjust. Add a little more fuel if needed, but don't overcorrect. Small adjustments are what give you control. And this is where most people get it wrong. They rely too much on vents to control temperature. Your vents are for small corrections. not for fixing a fire that was built wrong in the first place. And the last piece of this is food placement. Moving your food and positioning it at different zones across your grill is one of the easiest ways to control heat without touching your fire at all. And once you understand this, everything changes. You're not guessing how much charcoal to use anymore. You're building a fire that fits your grill and fits your cook. If you want to go deeper into this, we've got tools that walk you through everything we just talked about in more detail. How to calculate the amount of fuel to use based on your setup, your temperature, and your technique. You can check those out down in the description below. Now, let's head back to the grill.
So does that all make sense to you, son?
Yeah, Dad.
So tell me now, how you gonna do these burgers?
So if I'm gonna grill hamburgers and you do like direct with like even spread, right?
Right, that's one way of doing it.
Okay.
So if you want to do, like you said, burgers direct, even spread. And like we talked about, with an even spread, you spread them out cold, you take them, put them in your chimney, light them, and then redistribute them hot when they're ready.
Okay.
The reason why I stopped you earlier, you were using way too much charcoal, right? And you also mentioned a 2-zone setup. You were set up for an even spread, right? That's what this is. Now for a 2-zone, what we would do, move the charcoal, one side will be lit, other side is unlit, and that gives you your 2 zones.
Okay.
Right? And then we can get into the Minion method, we can get into the snake method, but don't be intimidated by that, man. Those are things that you can graduate into.
Okay.
Right? And keep this in mind. More charcoal means less control. Hey, I'm proud of you, boy. You just like your daddy, boy. I ain't gonna give up on you, baby. I ain't gonna give up. I'm gonna work with you, baby. I'm gonna work with you.
Thank you so much for watching Daddy DIY Grilling. Until next time, grill boldly, serve proudly, and enjoy the process. I want to give a big shout out to our channel members. It's because of your generous support that we're able to keep creating and sharing these grilling resources. You're a huge part of this community, and we couldn't do it without you.